All right, guys. Today we're gonna be reacting to Elon Musk makes hosts go quiet with this chilling warning. Jump in.
No comparison. I mean, who do you want dealing with some of the toughest people and other world leaders who are pretty tough themselves?
Hey guys, I'm off the grid for August, but Elon Musk is still fighting the good fight, as usual.
Since I am interviewing Donald Trump,
Cool.
you want to stop by?
Yeah, sure. I'll stop in.
There was tragically an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. After this, you tweeted that you endorse him. What's your philosophy behind that endorsement? What do you hope Donald Trump does?
Dang, that's a very interesting question, right? Because you have to you have to qualify yourself for why you make that decision, right? With a more philosophical thinking behind it.
The future of this country and for the future of humanity.
People tend to take, like, say, an endorsement as, well, I agree with everything that person has ever done their entire life 100% wholeheartedly. And that's not going to be true of anyone. But we have to pick, we've got two choices really for who's president. And it's not just who's president, but the entire administrative structure changes over. And I thought Trump displayed courage under fire, objectively. He's just got shot. He's got blood streaming down his face, and he's like fist pumping, saying "fight." That's impressive. Like, you can't feign bravery in a situation like that. Like, most people would be ducking. There would not be, because it could be a second shooter. You don't know. The president of the United States got to represent the country, and they're representing you. They're representing everyone in America. Well, like, you want someone who is strong and courageous to represent the country. That's not to say that he is without flaws. We all have flaws. But on balance, and certainly at the time, it was a choice of, Biden, poor guy, has trouble climbing a flight of stairs. The other one's fist pumping after getting shot. It's just no comparison.
That is interesting, huh? That is interesting. And guys, when it comes down to this, we haven't talked about the elephant in the room. A lot of these elections, but I'm telling you, folks, this does not happen in any other country. When you really see some of these comparisons, somehow in the Western world, liberalism still has a very strong, it has a very strong presence. People want to just think that they're God, and they want to put moral outside the logical sphere. How in the hell you want to just select somebody beside Trump, despite that you have the media against him? You have almost, he got canceled from social media. Wanted to put him into prison because the first two didn't work. Then you try the third one, which is delete him. They couldn't. Now the guy that he was against it, because now Trump looks so big, they want to take him out of the equation. And then they want to bring a new fresh face, which is not a fresh face. It just Kamala Harris, just the vice president. Somehow we had to think that this person just flipped the entire poll to almost 10%. Man, get out of here.
I mean, who do you want dealing with some of the toughest people and other world leaders who are pretty tough themselves? And I mean, I'll tell you, like, what are the things that I think are important. I think we want a secure border. We don't have a secure border. We want safe and clean cities.
Yeah.
I think we want to reduce the amount of spending that we're, at least slow down the spending.
Yeah, slow it down.
And because we're currently spending at a rate that is bankrupting the country. The interest payments on U.S. debt this year exceeded the entire Defense Department spending. If this continues, all of the federal government taxes will simply be paying the interest. And you keep going down that road, and you end up, in the tragic situation that Argentina had back in the day. Argentina used to be one of the most prosperous places in the world. And hopefully with Milei taking over, he can restore that. But it was an incredible fall from grace for Argentina to go from being
Yeah, but they lift it. The problem is a lot of these people, they believe that the government is there to just to make all these payments and make all these. They think that the government is there to just serve them, like serve the lifestyle, serve their healthcare and all this stuff. Feminism, I mean, like the federal government has to reduce at least 10 to 20% as its current rate. So before we even think about paying the debt, right? And currently, there's a lot of programs that we have. The welfare system is way too big as well, and we had to eliminate welfare. I'm sorry, guys. I used welfare before. Me and my family, we needed it for, it was for 6 months, and then we just stopped using it. But that's it. Since some people are living 25 years on that program, so we had to reduce it to a point where we no longer need it. But right now, we have to cut a lot of the spending.
One of the most prosperous places in the world to being very far from that. So I think we should not take American prosperity for granted.
No.
So we really want to, I think, we've got to reduce the size of government, we've got to reduce the spending, and we've got to live within our means.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm glad that he's seeing the light in the tunnel, right? Who thinks Harris is 10% worse than Biden? Yeah, because she knew that Biden was not fit to run even for president, and she's still supporting him, right? The host didn't go quiet. Rather, he had the courtesy to allow his guest to speak without interruption as he answered the question that the host himself asked. Silence is golden, and an interviewer who will let his guest speak without interrupting. Yeah, and this goes to both sides when it comes down to this. I think we have to allow, even if you disagree with his position, you should, let the person speak, and then after that you can just follow up. Very interesting. I would love to hear you guys' opinion when it comes down to this. It seems like Elon Musk has really come into terms when it comes down to the reality of the United States and what liberalism, and it had to take his own experience to really understand why this was a bad idea. Why liberalism was a bad idea. In a moment, I guess it looked like it was like great idea to be cool and be part of the cool kids clubs, but in reality, a lot of these policies are just very destructive, right? The gender, the gender thing, the LGBT mafia, the progressive policies in school. A lot of these schools are even taking the Pledge of Allegiance out of the school. The books that they have very sexual content. A lot of these things, they need to be out of the school. And Christians, they need to be brave and move forward to the fact that we might have to, we might ruffle some feathers. That's how it is. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.